Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Volvo Christian, and welcome to a wagon battle. Or maybe I shouldn't call it a battle, because actually both of these two cars are winners in my opinion. I love them both, each have their own qualities that I appreciate. So maybe I should call it a wagon celebration. Maybe that is more appropriate to this video. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna celebrate these two astonishing wagons from Volvo. And the reason why we're celebrating the wagons today, exactly now, it's actually a sad backdrop to why I'm here today with these two wagons. But before we're talking about that, I want to ask you one question. Do you know how many different models Volvo have in production today? Just take a guess. The answer are like 12.5, almost 13. It depends on how you count. And just to take a quick recap of all the models. We have the 30 range with the latest edition EX30. And then we have the 40 range. We have two cars there. EC40, EX40. And then we have the 60 range. We have 4 cars in the 60 range. We have the V60. And then we have the V60 Cross Country. Volvo doesn't call it a own model. It's like a trim option to the V60. But yeah, I will count that as a individual model. V60 Cross Country, and then we have the XC60, and then we have like a half of it, the S60. Sadly, the S60 has stopped production globally, so that's why it's like 0.5. And then we have the 90 range with additionally 4 cars. V90, as we have here. And then we have the V90 Cross Country, and then we have the S90, and then we have the XC90. Additionally, we have the latest EX90, so an electric XC90 sort of. And then in China we have the EM90. It's like the Geely van. So we have 12 cars in production actually today, but we can count 13. But do you know how many cars we have available in Norway today? Well, we have 6 cars. So of 13 cars, Volvo Norway only have 6. And why is that? Well, in 2022, Volvo Car Norway decided to discontinue the cross-country variants of these two cars. We lost the V60 cross-country and we lost the V90 cross-country. Primarily because of engine options. Because after that it was primarily plug-in hybrids or battery electric cars. And the cross-country never got available with these plug-in hybrids, the T6 and the T8. So that's why we lost the cross-countries. And then in 2023, so last year, we lost the S60 and the S90. Both of these two cars had plug-in hybrid options, but it's a sedan. Yeah, the market are screaming SUVs, and a little part of that market wants wagons. And even less part, like me, we want sedans. But sadly, we lost the S60 and S90 last year. And 2024, we are losing the wagons. I'm recording this video on the 2nd of October. And yesterday was the last day it was possible to order the V60 and V90 here in Norway. So we are losing these two as well. So what remains? Well, we have the 30 range. We have the 40 range with those two cars. And then we have the XC60 and XC90 in plug-in hybrid T8 and T6. So we have 5 cars. And then we have the EX90. So we have 6 cars. And I'm guessing next year we're going to lose the XC90. So we only have like 5 cars. So why is that? Well, primarily due to our taxation system here in Norway. Because the Norwegian government are really punishing the plug-in hybrids. Punishing them so hard financially with high taxes. As a couple of weeks ago I made a video regarding the new XC90 facelift. And I compared the pricing against the EX90. So the EX90 had like 140,000 kroner in a registration tax and VAT. 140. And the XC90 T8 with the same spec had a registration fee and VAT to the government on 450,000. So 450 versus 150-ish. So 300,000 more expensive to buy a plug-in hybrid of basically the same car. And it's a similar story with these. Just ridiculous amount of tax on these two cars. This V60 T6 plug-in hybrid, carefully equipped, has a sticker price on 876,000. That's freaking insane. 876. Big brother V90 over here. This starts at 970,000-ish. Also carefully equipped. We have the Harman Kardon, we have the Ultra trim level. But this has a sticker price on 1,057,000, I think it was. 1,057,000. That's freaking insane. And this is just because of taxes that pushes these prices up. And like the EC40 Black Edition, sticker price 670. 670 or pay 200,000 more for a V60. Yeah, you can guess what Norwegian customers are doing. It's a tough sell for the wagons. So yesterday, that was the final date. No more wagons. So that's the sad story to why I'm here today. The cars I have with me here today, both of them are Presscars from Volvo Car Norway. Both of them are model year 25 and both of them are also plug-in hybrids. We have the V60 T6 plug-in hybrid versus the V90 T8 plug-in hybrid. This one I finished off in silver dawn metallic, dark exterior theme, and this one finished off in platinum grey, also with a dark exterior theme. But plug-in hybrids, model year 25. So these two will be some of the last we're getting here to Norway of the model year 25 lineup of wagons before it's time to say goodbye. But beautiful spec cars. But as I said, the sticker price kind of high. 876 on this and was 1,057,000 on that. So high price tag. But in this sequence here, I want to talk about some of the differences between these two wagons. Because even if they are built on the same platform and also if they have the same plug-in hybrid powertrain. Yes, we have T6 versus T8, but you can get this one with T8 and you can get that one with T6. It's the same battery in the floor, 18.8 kilowatt hours. We have the same electric rear motor at 145 horsepower, but we have a different power output on the front petrol motor. This one has a system power of 350 horsepower, and this one has a system power of 455. So there's a little difference there. But yeah, I've driven tens of thousands of kilometers in each of these two cars over the last years, and also tested the T6 and T8 both with the new battery upgrade and also with the previous one. And I can say, hands on my heart, that the T6 are more than sufficient for the V60. But it's always fun with more, so 455. But as I said, even if they are kind of the same, they are actually quite different. This V60 are more towards the boy racer, more agile, more fun to drive, more twist. You can hammer it through twisty corners and it puts a smile on your face. Also with this more athletic design, sporty look, sporty appearance, versus this more grown up, relaxed, comfortable, more pleasant road trip companion, and also a higher interior luxury. So there's a huge difference on these two cars and they appeal to different customer groups. But for me, I could go either way. I love them both. This for like the fun and twisty, engaging driving, and this for just the relaxed cruising. I love the V90. I've owned 3 V60s, but just one of this generation. I sadly never owned a V90, but I've owned a S90, and that is basically the same. But in this sequence, I wanted to show you or talk about some of the differences between these two cars. We can start with the overall length. This V60 is 4 meters and 76 versus the V90 on 4 meters and 94. So we have an 18 centimeters longer car with that. And some of that are placed in the luggage room. As I said, these two are Presscars from Volvo Car Norway. I've had this now for a week, and I'm actually going to deliver this back today and pick up that one. But I just picked up that before delivering that to make this video for you. But I'm going to drive up now to Volvo Cars Oslo to give them the keys back to this one. But as I said, 18 centimeters. And to put this in perspective, the cargo area, if you measure from the top of the seat back until the tailgate, here we have 81 centimeters and here we have 82 9 centimeters. We have 8 centimeters more luggage capacity. And maybe you notice something. In the V60, this is manual. It's kind of, yeah, manual. But look at this. It retracts electronically when you lift or close the, and then when you open it, it would retract up again. So electric. I just love these small touches. And now I have my gear with me, camera gear. You see, I can't fit my camera bag in front of my suitcase. I'm heading to Bergen actually today, or maybe tomorrow morning. I'm gonna be there a couple of days. I have to yeah, do a trip home to Bergen. So I have my suitcase with me. Let's see now, put it back. And as you can see here, my camera bag easily fits. So we have slightly more length. While I'm at it, I can just take the last remaining parts. My tripod gimbal thing. Umbrella, since I'm going to Bergen, it's gonna rain. You know it's gonna rain when you're traveling to Bergen. But yeah, it's gonna rain. And then I have a little bag of necessities that's always placed in the car. And also, yeah, more content on this will come in a couple of days. Just picked up these light things, but yeah, a little teaser for our next video. So yeah, that was the luggage capacity. In measured liters, this is 529 liters, and this is 560. So not the major difference, but if you load all the way to the roofline and all the way up there, it's like a 50 liters or so difference. But it's also worth mentioning that some of the cargo area are under the floor, and you lose some of that on the plug-in hybrids. You have a little more under here than versus the V60, but enough to fit your charging cables. But let's now do this manually. Close this up, and then just close this up. Oh, I love that little touch. Another thing that's different with these two cars, and this was presented for the Model 21 lineup, for the S90 and V90, we got sequential tail light, both the animation when you start the car and when you lock it, and also the indicator lights. Let's see if you can see it now in this lighting setting. Let's see if I can start the car. Just if you can see it in the camera, you can see this sequential functionality on the indicator, also animation when you start up the car. So there's a couple of differences, but for me the biggest difference are regards to interior, and I'm going to quickly now show you a little interior video of first the V60 and then the V90. But before we're jumping in, another key difference for me are ride comfort. As I said earlier, boy racer versus more grown up. Because on the V90 you can get an optional air suspension, and that really elevates the driving comfort. Obviously also we have a longer wheelbase, but this is just super pleasant to drive long distances with. This is, I wouldn't say firm, but this is just softer and more compliant in the suspension due to the air suspension. So you can allow yourself to have bigger wheels. But let's now look at the interior, because it's here we find the biggest differences. We're going to start with the V60 interior. And then we're going to look at the V90 interior. What's your favorite? The V60 interior or the V90 interior? I hope the video quality in these two interior clips turned out good. It wasn't easy to record a video on my Sony camera in direct sunlight and all the shadows, so I actually had to use my smartphone. And obviously it was easier to record a video of the V90 since it has the blonde upholstery. Because the V90 here has the blonde Nappa leather sport seats versus the V60 and its charcoal Moritz leather. So there was a little advantage on the V90 here. But the point I was trying to make are the significant increased luxury you get when you're buying into the 90 car versus the V60. It doesn't mean that the V60 aren't good, but there's a step above, or like 2 steps above when you're buying into the 90 car in terms of interior luxury and all the tactical things, the things you touch and interact with. And I'm gonna overlay a couple of pictures just to highlight it even more. If we start with the door cards, because if you go for the leather wrapped dashboard in the 90 series, like the V90 and S90, then the leather will continue over on all 4 doors on top of the door cards with this contrast stitching. Really elevates the luxury feeling. Even if you get the leather wrapped dashboard in the V60 or S60, then the leather won't continue over to the doors. It's just the dashboard. But on the 90 cars, it will continue in all 4 doors. Yes, it's optional, but it really highlights the interior really, really much. And then right under, we have the decor inlays. Same story. We have the decor inlays on the dashboard. Here is metal mesh, and it also continues on all 4 doors. Unlike the 60, no decor inlays in the doors. One step under there again, the door pockets in the 60 car, and same with XC60, V60, S60. It's plastic on the side wall, plastic on the bottom, but in the 90 range, it's leather, at least S90 and V90. It's leather on the side, and the bottom plate are like a rubberized mat that you can take out. It's just these small things that really elevates the 90 series. And one of the things I am really focused on are the tactical feeling when you are taking down the sun visor. Because in the 90 cars, it's wrapped in fabric, soft and delicious fabric. And you interact with this every time we have sun, which is quite often here in Oslo. But in the 60 range, it is plastic. And sometimes the edge aren't polished, so it's kind of annoying or sharp. So yeah, the 90 cars significantly better. So these are just some of the elements. If we look at the rear doors also have this integrated sun curtain that you won't find in the 60 series. So small elements, but if you combine all of this and also a more quiet cabin, better noise insulation, then this is more of a luxury product versus this product here. But I love both cars, but it's just a different approach. And it also depends if these are things that you are things that you care about. If you don't care about this, then you can totally be more than pleased with the V60. And I own a S60, so but I own that since it's a Polestar engineer, because I just love to hammer it about. This little boy racer in me, but I also want this grown-up V90. It would be fun with both cars, but yeah. But I think it's time to wrap up my video here. The clock is racing and I have to deliver this back before they are closing. And then it's 4 days with this. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I love the V90, and especially here in this spec here, platinum grey on the dark exterior theme. It looks so darn good, especially with the blonde upholstery. The only thing I would love to add are the Bowers & Wilkins stereo, because both of these 2 cars have the Harman Kardon. But yeah, just a little touch, but yeah. But I really hope you have enjoyed this double V90 V60 celebration. And even despite the sad backdrop, I love these 2 wagons, and in other markets they are available, and hopefully they will return to Norway in shape of the EV60 and maybe EV90. Let's see, I'm crossing my fingers because we need wagons. I love wagons. So yeah, but thank you for watching, and I hope I see you in the next adventure with the V90. Probably tomorrow, heading a road trip to Bergen, and maybe I will do a charging range test, electric range test with the V90 before it's back to Oslo on Sunday to deliver it back to Volvo car Norway. And then my wagon adventure are over. But a huge celebration and a huge applause and a huge gratitude to the wagons. I love them both, so it has been a real pleasure to have them and to drive them over the last years. But that's it for this time. I hope I'll see you in the next one. Take care and bye bye.